All praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles there, the great millstone, and shalom to the nation of Israel. This is going to be a lesson talking about the Charagma, alright? Talking about the Charagma and how that prophecy soon is going to be in front of people's face so much that they're not going to have any choice but to talk about it, man. Right? Because a lot of Israelites and a lot of these Christians and Christianity and people in the world in general have got a very proud and haughty attitude to where they think that they can ignore Yahweh's existence, right? But the thing is, that Charagma, right, that piece of that grain of rice size equipment that they're planning on putting inside of people aren't going to be able to deny that, man. They ain't going to be able to deny that. And you've got this guy Elon Musk, right, with his company, by where he's about to try and test his technology thing on humans, man. Right? He's currently already tested it on apes, on chimpanzees and all that. But eventually he's going to test it out on humans. And a lot of these scoffers, when this comes to pass, ain't going to have nothing to say, man. They're going to have to deal with that. They're going to have to stand. They're going to have to stand on what they was trying to talk about when they was trying to scoff. And they're going to realise that actually what's written in the Bible is real. And because they ain't built up faith in Yahweh, because they ain't built up faith in Yahweh Shai, and because they was living in this life of trying to chase money, they're going to give in to it, man. Because they ain't of the elect, really. But this lesson isn't even for those people, because a lot of people are already destined to be destroyed anyway. But this is a lesson for you Israelites, man, that you need to realise that this ain't a joke, man, and that this technology is real, man. There's this video, there's this whole thing going out with this guy Tazaria, Captain Tazaria, and he's pretty much saying that there ain't no thing mentioned in the Bible as the Charagma, as the MOTB, and he's trying to ignore the fact that the technology even exists in the first place. Like, he's not even saying, oh, don't take that technology. He's not even acknowledging that it even exists in the first place, man, which is very ignorant to do, because it clearly exists. It clearly exists, and there's clearly people using it already in the world, man. There's already people taking technology into their body and using it for buying and selling. They're using it for payments already. And for all the people out there that want to be ignorant and want to be like stupid and silly and say stuff like, well, it's already in your phone. Here's the thing: when it comes to that particular point, man, you can lose your phone, right? You can lose your phone and not really care. You can lose your phone easily, man. If you thought that somebody was tracking you using your phone, you could quite easily grab your phone, throw it down a drain, quite easily leave your phone at home. You can quite easily just make your phone not be in the same location as you are, right? Now, if you have it in the same technology in your hand, you can't easily just cut your arm off, can you? That's going to lead to death, right? That's going to lead to pain to yourself, right? And if you've got it in your head, well, that requires a surgery. That requires a surgery to perform that. So you definitely can't take it out of there by yourself, right? You couldn't take it out of there by yourself. And that's why these people, eventually, man, they're not going to be able to run away and hide from the fact that this thing exists, man. They're not going to be able to. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16 is soon going to become so in your face that you're not going to be able to deny it, man. You're not going to be able to scoff. You're not going to be able to laugh. You're not going to be able to say anything against the Bible anymore, because it's going to be in your face to the point where you're not going to be able to say anything, man. And I'm walking at the moment, so I can't really I'm recording a voice recording or whatever, but you can't. It's going to get to where you can't So like, it's gonna get to where you can't hide from that, man. And for all the people that say that this is talking about that the word mark there is the same as what it says in Ezekiel 7 and 9. I mean, Ezekiel 9 and 4. That's not true, because it's two different words when you read it in the original language. So the one in the book of Ezekiel 9 and 4, the word there is thawah, which is a good thing to receive that, because it means a mark of exemption from judgment, and that's a spiritual thing that will be given to you for sighing and crying, basically complaining about all the evil that you see within the world, right? Whereas the thing mentioned in Revelation 13 and 16 to verse 17, and also mentioned in Revelation 14 verse 9 to verse 10, and mentioned in Revelation 15 to Revelation 16 to Revelation 19 and 20, Revelation 20 and 4, that is a negative thing, and the word there is charagma, which is like a cutting in the flesh, man, which is clearly what that thing is. But you've got a lot of people that they're trying to, like, they've heard about it, but they're trying to not acknowledge it, man. They're trying to pretend like, oh no, it's not real, it's not. They would never do that. They would never do that. Like, I remember I heard a doctor say to me one time that, oh, the government would never do that. I don't remember how the conversation stirred up between me and this particular person, but I said to them, oh, I just brought it up to them to see what a doctor would say. And they said, oh, nah, they would never do that, right? They said, oh, nah, they would never do that. And I pointed out to them what had been happening in the last 2 years, and they couldn't say anything, man. They were just cut there, and they got scared and terrified, and that, which it was a woman anyway, and women are simple anyway, man. You already know that, right? No matter how supposedly educated they are, it's still just a woman at the end of the day, man. No matter whether it's a doctor, flipping scientist, nuclear physicist, whatever their supposed qualifications are, man, it's still a woman at the end of the day, right? And they've got their own female way of thinking, man, right? But they didn't want to acknowledge it, and that's supposed to be a person that's educated in this world, that was in hospitals during the time that all this stuff was taking place, and would have saw how they was pretty much trying to bribe people into taking this thing, man. But they wouldn't want to believe that they would do the same thing with something else when they've already shown that they would do that, right? And so lucky if I'm talking a lot, man, but like I said, I'm walking, and I'm having to quote the scriptures from my mind, man. All right. And the only way that you're going to be able to, let me say this is a good point to make, that's biblical. The only way that you're going to be able to escape that, right? The only way you're going to be able to escape being given into taking this thing is if the Lord Yahweh is with you, right? And if his son Yahweh Shai, his blood has covered you. Because if not, you're going to take it, man. Something's going to happen along the line that's going to make you become weak, and you're going to take it. Don't matter how many push-ups you've did. It don't matter how much money you've got in the bank. It don't matter how so-called high your IQ is. You're going to take that if you're not with the Lord, man. And in fact, if the Lord ain't with you, you're going to take it. So a lot of these people, let me say this because I'm seeing a lot of this as I'm walking. A lot of these people that are on that spirit of Christmas and giving into all of these things, they're already spiritually away from the Lord anyway. They're already spiritually not inclined with the Lord anyway. And some of these people actually call themselves Christians, man. Some of these people call themselves people that believe in the Bible. Yet at the same time, they're doing the opposite of what the Bible says. Because Jeremiah 10 and 1 clearly says not to celebrate this Christmas, man. It clearly says it. It says they take a tree out of the woods, they bring it, they fasten it down so it moves not, right? And they decorate it. And people go even further. They put things outside their house, all these snazzy lights and all that, right? They go in with it, man. And it's not a day it's not really a Christmas day. It's really a whole month. And in this area that I'm in, I saw people putting this stuff out of their house from like late November, man. So really, the spirit's even spreading out of this thing to like 5-6 weeks, man. It's a lot. It's a lot with these people. But some of these people that are like this anyway, they're gonna take the Charagma anyway, man. They're gonna take it anyway. But Israel, the fact that there's Israelites, the fact that Salakia, the fact that there's Israelites that are talking about this thing as if it's not nothing to regard, shows that like they're not switched on, man. Because I don't understand how you cannot see this. And I occasionally mention this every now and again, that I personally knew what the MOTB was long before I ever knew that I was an Israelite. Like way before, man. Like a decade plus before. Like way before. I knew about that way before, man. Not like I was just deep into the Bible and nothing like that. I wasn't. But I knew about that particular point way before. Like I remember somebody told me about it just on the back of a bus in the Midlands, man. They just told me about it on the back of the bus in the Midlands, like when I was still a teenager, man. Right, and I remember being scared when they was telling me about that. I remember feeling scared, man. And he was scared when he was telling me. And yet now, a decade plus after that, and you can see that it's being made manifest even more, man. Which shows that it's a prophecy straight from the Lord. Because this technology and the way the world's going is showing that they can perfect all of these technologies more and more and more with that technology, right? It's simple. All this cashless stuff, right? All this biometric stuff, all this Internet of Things, Internet of Bodies, biometric data, insurance, life insurance, what job you do, where you work, who you know, social credit score system. All of these things become perfected, right? All of these things become perfected if they can get people to take that. Every single one of them is enhanced. Every single one of them, well, that becomes a catalyst to every single thing that they've already set up, man. Every single other thing that they've set up gets made even more enhanced, man. And hopefully I'm making a point, man, because I don't know. Hopefully I'm not talking too much, man, because I know that it's been said to stay in the scriptures, man. But this is a heavy point. It's a heavy point, man. That these people that they're trying to, because they're scared, really, and because they've got things that they don't want to lose. They're trying to not acknowledge the clear evidence that that thing is going to be pushed throughout the earth, man. They're trying to hide away from the fact that that's going to soon be made a thing that everyone on the earth is going to have to deal with. And what does it say in the scriptures? And the cause of all, Revelation 13 and 16. Revelation 13 and 16. And the cause of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a Charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So it's not any one particular person in the world that's going to be, oh, they've reached a certain class in life, so they ain't going to have to deal with it. Or I'm a so-called high value man, so I don't have to deal with it. Or I'll go gym, so I don't have to deal with it. Or I've got a degree, so I don't have to deal with it. No, everyone's going to have to deal with it. Everyone's going to have to make that decision, whether they want to take that, man. And only the people that are of the elect of the nation of Israel are not going to take that, man. Revelation 13 and 8 says, what does it say, man? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. It says, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, or all that dwell upon the earth shall worship the beast, whose names are not written in the book of the life, in the book of the life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world, which pretty much means if you ain't of the elect, they've got you already, right? And that's why we have to give diligence to make our call and election sure, that we can show that within ourselves that we ain't those people, man. But the ultimate test is gonna be, if you take that, man, then you ain't gotta worry about whether you was or ain't of the elect. Another brother's not gonna have to look at another brother sideways no more, because once they take that or don't take it, it's gonna be made known if they was or wasn't, right? And when that becomes the main decider of faith on the earth anyway, another man ain't gonna have the time to be worrying about whether somebody else is or ain't chosen. They're gonna be worried about themselves in that time, man. No one's gonna be able to blame nobody else. No one's gonna be able to say anything about nobody else, because everyone's gonna have to stand on what they're about, man. Everyone's gonna have to decide how much they like their head on their shoulders, right? Or how much they love their life, man. And I think that's a good point to or a good place to end this lesson, man. And I'm gonna say all praises to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to all the men, women and children of the elect to the nation of Israel that are gonna have a strong spirit in that day and not give in to receiving a Charagma, man. Shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel. Shalom.